item will be anybody wishing to comment on the city manager's budget? If not, does anyone wish to comment on the city attorney's budget? If not, then we'll move on to the city clerk's budget. If anyone wish to take the opportunity to comment on the city clerk's budget? If not, then we'll move on to the assessing department. These are all departments of the city that are funded out of the general fund, that are funded through property taxes. In addition to those departments, which are part of the general fund of the city, we also have some special funds that we will get to. But these funds are financed predominantly through the real estate taxes. So that for those people who are concerned about their real estate taxes, this is where the money is going. The next department would be the finance department. And then we go to human resources. And then we get to the informational management system. They operate the computer system for the city of Keene. Then I move to the fire department. Does anybody have any comments they wish to make regarding the fire department? And after the fire departments, we go to human services. Any comments regarding human services? If not, we then go to the library. Seeing no comments regarding the library, we then move on to the parks, recreation, and facilities. This includes parks, recreation, and cemeteries. And we also have under the Parks and Rec, also the management of facilities for the city of Keene. The next item will be the youth services. No comments on youth services, we'll go to the airport. Anybody wish to make any comments related to the airport? Yes, Mr. Cleveland.
Good evening, James Cleveland, 31 Dunbar Street. I know this point has been made a lot, but I don't think that the taxpayers should pay for the airport. I mean, to me, it's almost like welfare for people with more money and for corporations. And I think if CNS or other companies want to utilize the airport, I think that they should pay for it. And so I remember hearing on the radio once, I believe it cost around $500,000 to the taxpayer. Is that correct? I don't remember the exact number.
I think frankly it might be a little high. Its budget is about 8% user funded. And it looks like their budget is $563,000. So it's only $100,000.
So it's about $100,000 that is paid by the taxpayers.
I mean, what about if they set the rates higher? Do you think they could cover it? I guess I think it's an issue of management. I think if the people wanna use it, they will, and they'll pay the higher rates. That's the only point I wanted to make. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any comments they wish to make regarding the airport? Health and code enforcement? Any comments regarding health and code enforcement? Planning? Are there any comments regarding the planning department? The police department, are there any comments regarding the police department? Seeing none. We then go to the Public Works Department. It's the largest department in the city. Does anybody have any comments they wish to make regarding the Public Works Department? They are working very hard to fill some of the potholes that appeared this spring, so I do appreciate the efforts that they're making to put that there. That includes the general fund departments, and we now have some special departments that the city has. And the first one would be the parking fund. Yes.
Solid 132 Kennedy. I'm growing increasingly concerned with how the parking department is funded. I know you just said that we're finished with the general funded departments, but last year $840,000 went to pay revenue to the parking fund. It came from the tip tax. And I've been doing some research on it and all. I wasn't really familiar with it a couple of weeks ago, but the way I see it, the tip tax is generated, that money is put to the side and it's used in the tip district. But if that money wasn't pooled into that slush fund, the money would be going to the general fund. So in actuality, the way I see it, any departments receiving tip funds that is actually being funded by the taxpayer via a higher tax rate. Does that sound legit?
The problem is those tax increment financing funds would not exist without the infrastructure improvements that are used to pay for those funds.
And you guys don't believe that those industries and the downtown developments wouldn't happen on their own?
No, they would not.
So you think, so it's, you're under the assumption that...
The TIF funds are specifically used, and the reason we created the TIF funds is that without the improvements in the infrastructure in those items, the improvements would not take place and the TIF funds would not exist.
All right, well then, so you're talking about using the TIF fund for renovations and development, but then when you look at the parking fund, so it was $840,000 last year, and now it's proposed to go up, and by the way, that was 34% of the parking fund. It's proposed to go up to $1,049,000 this year, which will be 47% of the parking fund. And that's what, all maintenance? It's like snow removal and stuff. So it's, how much of that million is going to actually, make repairs? Are you guys allowed to use the TIF fund for like maintenance?
Yes. City manager?
No, we don't use it for maintenance. It's for capital improvements within the district. So operating expenses like maintenance would not be funded using tax increment financing.
Okay.
But some of those funds are used. Some parking
funds are used for the maintenance of the parking areas.
Yes, parking funds, but not tax increment financing funds, so if that's the confusion, yes.
All right, well, all right. I can't say that I'm in favor of the whole TIF thing. It seems kind of schemy to me. The research that I've done, you know, there's lots of abuse going on throughout the country. California got rid of theirs because they were trying to send that money back to the general fund. They're having, you know, budget issues. However you spin it, I see myself paying for parking through a higher tax rate. I believe that the Blackwater and the Wells Street, I'm thinking these industries and those businesses would you know, grow over time, or not. I don't think you need central planning to help those guys grow. And why do they get a break? I mean, my parking lot in front of my house is, the roots are growing up, and, you know, can I get added to the TIF district? Maybe the city can repave my lawn for me. But I'm against the TIF thing. I'm against paying for parking downtown. I think that the best option, it seems to me that the parking, although it's decreased by 200,000 this year, the TIF has gone up 200,000. So I don't see that the parking is being managed very well. And I would like to see departments like the parking fund and the sewer fund and the water fund, which are all receiving TIF, I would like to see them self-sufficient. And so I'm against that money going to them. I like to second all the Pumpkin Fest guys. Pumpkin Fest is a great thing, a great event. I think that they can pay for themselves. I don't think they need 80,000. I like to second Joe concerning the city employees receiving free parking to the tune of 44,000 this year, I believe. I don't believe that they should have that extra rights. They already make a good income. And that's all I have for now. Thank you.
City manager?
I'm not sure there was a question, is there?
No, I just wanted to second some guys.
All right, thank you.
Are there any further comments regarding the parking fund?
James Claiborne, 31 Dunbar. I know it was brought up at I believe it was the last budget meeting. It was suggested that, I don't know what the official title is, but Mr. Lamoureux's position may be eliminated. Was that ever finalized in this budget here?
The budget has not been finalized at this moment.
Or is it still budgeted as of right now?
It's proposed for
Okay.
budgeting purposes right now.
And then, I think there were some suggestions too that were brought up that I thought were pretty good on how to manage the expenses, the costs of the parking department a little bit better. So I would encourage the city to really take a hard look. And I mean, there's a lot of things that concern me. Like, one of the things, the claim was made moving to this location would save money, and then when I looked at the budget, they're paying more for telephones, they're paying rent now, so the cost is actually more. And then I don't know, I believe the city was receiving rent from, oh no, I take that back. And I think the point was made that there'd be efficiencies from the parking officers not having to drive in, but I kind of question those efficiencies. Would they add up to $12,000? Because these people are still going to work the same amount of time, so I don't think there's going to be any savings at all. And according to the Sentinel in January, the only additional cost for moving to this location was going to be the remodel and furniture. And obviously that doesn't appear to be the case, so, thank you.
Any further comments regarding the parking fund? All right, the next item would be the, PC replacement fund for the upgrading of and maintaining of the computers for the city. Are there any comments regarding the PC replacement fund? Then we come to the solid waste fund. Are there any comments regarding the solid waste fund? Seeing none, are there any comments regarding the sewer fund? Seeing none, are there any comments regarding the water fund? And seeing none, the final section is the Fleet Services Division, which maintains all vehicles for the city of Keene. Okay, that concludes all of the city departments and all of the special funds. Are there any general comments that anybody wishes to make, or are there any items that we've gone over that anybody wishes to make